grandchild?
The reality is what you know just from academics doesn't cut it at all. Because you learn about it, but you learn about so many things in medical school that you only pay attention to the things that are important for passing exams or practicing on a day-to-day basis. Now, because I'm not a pediatrician, I had the experience of working with children, but it was more children who were physically sick from some ailment. This is a specialized area. Children with neurodevelopmental disorders, they would more likely go to a specialist. And even in this area, our knowledge and our information and our research has grown in the last few years. For a long time, people didn't quite know how to classify them, where to treat them. Was it a mental illness? Was it something, you know, completely weird? So there hasn't been as much information as there could have been. So even though I read about it in medical school, it didn't really touch home. It really only came home to me when now I had a grandchild who I could see was a little bit different. And then the reality hits you, because then simple things, like you go on a family holiday, and then you realize the music that people play, even in a hotel lobby, is loud. Because the little boy would be very uncomfortable. He would be covering his ears, sounds that other people weren't even noticing.
Right.
So the experiential part of it just makes you realize how difficult their world is, and how simple things that we take for granted, they can't.
And really on that point, then one of the questions I would like to ask is, what should we do as a community, as a society, to make it easier for those of us who are different, who process things differently, who have a different interaction with the things we consider to be everyday things? What can we do? What can we do? What can we restructure? Paint a picture of the society you want to see.
I think, first of all, I'd like to say thank you very much for even creating this forum, because this raising awareness for me is one of the first steps, just talking about it. Because often people don't want to talk. These are the children people want to lock up. When they go out for social functions, they leave them behind because it's too difficult to deal with their challenges. Just talking about it for me is a very important first step, so that they don't become the hidden population no one sees. They are part of us. They're just like us. They don't choose. They find themselves gifted, or they find themselves in that specific situation. So talking about it for me is number one. Number two is acceptance. Recognizing we are different. Each and every one of us is different. Those on the spectrum may just be a little more different than we are, but they're people just like you and me. They need love, they need acceptance. They need an opportunity to be able to have the platform in which to develop their skills and their talents. And many of these individuals are actually very gifted. It's only that unless they get the support that allows them to be able to bring out their giftedness, they do not then show it. A lot of work that has been done in this area of research shows that in the Silicon Valley, in California, there's a lot of autistic children. And it's been seen that, in fact, a lot of the people who are highly functioning on the spectrum are the ones who have been gifted the world with a lot of developments, especially in the technical field.
The tech fact, yes.
Because they think differently.
And music as well.
Exactly. So because they think out of the box, they're able to come up with new things that the rest of us who think in a more structured way are not really able to identify and come up with. So it's that acceptance, it's that giving everybody an opportunity to be able to be the best that they can be.
Right.
And then reducing the stigma. Seek to understand. Don't rush to make conclusions. Don't rush to make assumptions about somebody you meet or a child you meet. Don't rush to assume that you know what it is that they're going through, or what they are, or what diagnosis they have. Have an open mind and be willing to explore and to find out what they're experiencing,